All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the December 2022 Zoning Board of Appeals for the Town of Carmel. Board members' names are in front of you. We do not have any consultants tonight, but I think we'll be okay. The way we operate is I'll ask you to come up. You know, when I call your number on agenda, I'll swear you in. We'll hear your case. We'll poll the board for any questions or concerns. And then we'll close the hearing. Once the hearing is closed, there's no more input from the public. So once we close the hearing, it's closed for the evening. Will you all please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I don't think we have a lot of public people to speak, so if you want to speak on behalf of any case, and you're not on the agenda, just sign your name and address on that piece of paper that's on the podium. I'll remind you guys, if you could please speak into the microphone, because it's being recorded for minutes, and they take the minutes from the recording itself. So, okay, our first case tonight is Alex and Kimberly Redmond. For a variation of section 156-15, seeking a variance for permission to retain existing gazebo. The property is located at 25 Lacona Road, Mahopac, New York. It's tax map 65.11-2-46. So the code allows 40 feet. What's provided is 24.6. So you guys are looking for a variance required of 15.4, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. State your names and address for the record.
Kimberly, sorry.
You can adjust that, or you can take it off the stand if you want. Hey, Vin, do we have a loose microphone back there, too?
There's an extra one on the podium.
Oh, on the podium. Okay.
You got it.
Sorry. Kimberly Redmond at 25 Lacona Road, Mahopac, New York.
And I assume you are.
Alex Redmond, 25 Lacona Road.
All right, raise your right hands. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay. Why don't you bring us through your situation?
We purchased the home.
So we closed back on the house of June of last year, 2021.
Okay.
The gazebo was pre-existing at the time of purchase, and we were not aware that the gazebo was, how it was set up, there was nothing, or there wasn't proper permitting
Just
in
speak into
place.
the mic, yeah, so it picks you up. So it's been existing, how long do you think it's been there for?
So I actually lived in the house across the street, and I'm 32 years old, and that gazebo's been there as long as I can remember.
Really? Okay. So I guess the title search didn't pick it up,
It did not.
obviously. So I was out there the other night. It doesn't look bad at all. We usually shy away from items like this in the front yard because, oh, thanks, Vin. Let there be light.
Let there be light. This is good.
Because, you know, sometimes it's a shed but this is something a little more classy. It's usable. It's a nice seating area. So I'll turn it to the board members. John, any questions?
That's been out there a long time, and how's the condition of it?
So it's the previous owners, I knew them very well, and they upkept that gazebo. I know every year they would treat the wood on there, paint it, so it is, we have, this summer too, we put seats in there and sat in there. So it's structurally sound, it's been upkept very nicely.
Yeah.
So it's useful.
It is.
Good.
Now, again, if it was a shed or a garage or something obnoxious, but it's something that's usable and it's pretty, actually. I'll ask you, too, there's no other property you can purchase, right, to bring this into conformance? You're landlocked on either side.
Yes.
So no matter what, if you bought property, you
Wouldn't
couldn't
make a
make it work
difference as a
with
front
variance.
variance anyway, John.
True.
Is there electric to it?
So there was at one point, but I know the previous owner disabled that electric. So there is an outlet, but it doesn't work.
Correct.
No further questions.
Okay, Rose, anything?
It's very attractive, and there is a substantial amount of property there. You're looking for a smaller variance that we see, so I have no problem with it.
No questions, thank you.
No questions. John, do we have to just condition this to be the gazebo? Because, I mean, the variance, you don't want to make sure nothing else shows up there, you know what I'm saying? Or is that,
Call it a gazebo.
yeah.
The application says, I, the applicant, am seeking permission to retain existing gazebo.
So I think we're okay.
think
All right,
we're
yeah,
good.
no, I have no, it was just more of a procedural question, anything else?
Yeah, no, I
Yep,
think we're okay.
okay, I'm good.
No questions.
Any input from the public on this application? I didn't think so. All right, I'll look for a motion to close the hearing.
Motion to close.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank
Oh,
you.
I failed to mention, you can stick around, it probably will be a quick, short night.
gonna be a quick meeting.
And we'll adjudicate afterwards. Or if you gotta get home, you can watch it on TV, channel 95 for Verizon and 24 for Comcast. I always have those backwards. It's one of those two.
It's,
All right, thank you, guys.
it's on our sheet.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's on the top. 24 Verizon, 95 Comcast.
All right, Dawn is good.
Dawn is on the game.
Thank you, guys. All right, next case is Anthony and Dawn Lanza for a variation, oh, that was you guys, sorry. No.
Yeah.
That's
No,
you.
you're
Sorry.
good. Anthony and Dawn.
For variation of section 156-15, seeking a variance for permission to retain 2 sheds. The property is located at 14 Upper Lake Road, Mahopac, New York, tax map 43.17-1-13. The first shed is 10 by 12 and it's a 10-foot side setback. 5 feet exist, so you're looking for a variance of 5 feet. And the 6-by-6 shed is 10 feet side setback, and again, that's 5 feet, and you're looking for a variance of 5 feet.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm
Could you-
Dawn Lanza, 14 Upper Lake Road. Actually, the smaller shed is actually it's a dollhouse.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
Hold your horses. Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, again, you can use the microphone if that's too...
Would you prefer?
Yeah.
It's okay. As long as you
We
can
gotta
hear
just
me.
make sure we can hear you so they can record it. That's why.
Is that better?
Yeah,
Much
that
better.
works.
Much better.
All right, so how long have the sheds been there?
Let's see, my daughter's 23, so the smaller shed's been there about 20 years, and the larger one probably almost the same amount.
All right, so you guys installed them, or
Yes.
you didn't know you needed a permit?
Yes, my husband built the larger shed himself, and we never thought about it until we'd like to put the house up for sale.
So
So
that's
the
why it's
realtor
coming up
brought
now.
it to our, yeah, and the smaller one, she said, you might as well just do it. Maybe the new owners would like to use the dollhouse for storage. And maybe they don't have children and don't want a dollhouse. You know, it's a playhouse.
You checked with your neighbors? No issues or concerns, otherwise they would be here, I would think?
Oh, I would hope so. We did do all the letters and everything went out.
Okay. And I'll ask the same question, there's no property you can buy, right? You're
No,
landlocked?
there's nothing on either side of us, that's right.
Okay, and then there's a fence, I was out there the other night, there's a fence that goes along the whole side of the adjacent
Yes, that's correct.
property, and there's some decent trees and growth, so it kind of shields it.
Yes, we're
Okay.
there 25 years, so there's a lot of mature, my husband was a landscaper, so he put everything in, so and there is some original trees in the back, so, I mean, it does look nice, you know, we do keep it's painted, it's brown, it's not a sore thumb or anything like that, and all of my neighbors are pretty much still one just passed this past year, but we're all the original neighbors, and nobody's ever had a problem.
Wow, all right. I'll start down here. Julie, any questions?
No questions.
Julia?
Looks like there's electrical in the bigger shed?
Yes, there was. I don't believe that it's working at the time. And right now, it's not, we don't use it anymore. The kids are grown, and
And the smaller
That's
shed
why
doesn't
we're
have it, it
selling
was just the
everything.
large shed that had the electrical?
that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like
No
there's a
question.
couple outlets and
Right,
a light.
yeah, because you see the
above.
light in the outlets. But, all right. I
Yeah, I mean,
guess
that-
that would come up in the CO, so that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, not that you're not allowed
Yeah.
to have electrical. but
No.
Mike would check
Yeah,
that
Mike
on
would,
his inspection.
he would talk in the CO. Okay, yeah, I'm good.
Yes, I sat
Guys
with
down
my.
here?
No questions, thank you.
Did you have a sign at one point?
Yes.
You did, because I didn't see it the other day.
Yes, I did, and I sent the picture to Dawn.
Okay, good.
She should have it on record in her email. Actually, she did send me that she did get it.
Okay, so it
She should.
it must have blown away?
Yeah, we've had some real bad winds.
It's not out there now?
I
No,
didn't
it's still
see it.
out there?
I didn't see
Okay.
it. But it was out for a
Yes.
period of time. Okay. And it's very well screened and fenced in, so I have no
Yes, it is.
problem with it.
John?
Your husband's not here, right?
No, no, he's not.
How is he going to part with this? You know, he made that? The dollhouse?
No, he made the
made the
shed.
other
He
one. Oh, he
built
made
the
the
shed.
shed.
The dollhouse we bought her.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Still, how's
tough.
he gonna part with that?
It's tough.
I thought he made that. You know,
But
it looks
we
really
had our
great.
fun,
That's why he's
right?
not here, he's sitting in it.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, he probably
thank you.
should.
It's all pink
Probably his man
inside,
cave.
and it had a little carpet in it, and we had a good time
So it was his
but
man-
those
man
days
shed.
are over,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, good. No further questions.
All right, any input from the public on this application?
I was just looking
I'll
to see
look for a motion to close the hearing.
Motion to close.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank
Right.
you.
Thank you, everybody. Happy holiday.
You
Same
too.
to you.
two.
All right. Application number 3, Mark Melzowski?
Malachevsky.
Sorry, I'm Italian and Irish, I always,
So am I, but I went to a Polish grammar school.
all right, for a variation of section 156-15, seeking a variance for permission to retain already existing shed. Property is located at 2 Sun Street, Mahopac. It's tax map 65.14-2-48. So the code is requiring 10-foot rear yard. What's there is .7, so you need a variance of 9.3 feet. So, good evening. State your name and address for the record.
Mark Malashewski, 2 Sun Street, Mahopac, New York.
Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Thank you. Bring us through your situation. How long has the shed been there?
That shed has been there since 2016, but there's a shed been there. You'll see on the site plan that I submitted, that was submitted during the building permit application for my addition since 2004. So there's been a shed there for quite some time.
Okay, so you replaced one that was there. You didn't know you needed a permit or a variance?
Well, I didn't build anything. It's a prefabricated structure.
Yes, even though you still need a
Yeah,
permit.
so I wasn't aware that for prefabricated structure, you would need a
Okay.
building permit.
I'll ask the same questions. You asked your neighbors, you talked to your neighbors, nobody had any issues or
You'll
concerns?
see that I have a letter in there, a notarized letter from my neighbor, adjacent
And
property there.
that's the
Bruce
neighbor-
Cohen, yeah?
That's the neighbor on that right side?
Correct.
Okay.
And if you notice in the pictures, we put the good side, we put the windows on his side so that it looks decent.
Good windows make good neighbors, right?
Yeah.
There's no property you can purchase to bring this
No.
into conformance, correct?
No.
All right, it's in good shape. I mean, I saw you out there the other night.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
it's well-crafted and it looks
mean,
good. It matches the house. You'd mentioned that you got
Yeah,
the
I mean, I
siding
think
to match.
it's aesthetically pleasing in the location that it's at the end of the driveway.
Okay. Board have any questions? John,
It looks good.
Thanks.
comments?
No
Rose?
questions.
No questions, thank you.
No questions. No questions, thank you.
No questions.
All right. Any input from the public on this application? I didn't think so.
No.
All right, I'll look for a motion to close the hearing.
Motion to close.
Do I have a
Second.
second? Rose, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Moving right along, applications 565 Route 6, Partners LLC for a variation of section 156-15, seeking a variance for permission to construct a shed containing an alternate water supply within the setback distance from the property lines. The property is located at 565 Route 6, Mahopac, and it's tax map 75.12-2-25. So the code requires and allows 25 feet for the side. There's 5 feet provided, so you need a variance of 20 feet. And then 30 feet is the rear setback, will be provided as 4 feet, so you need a variance of 26 feet. So from what I understand, let me state your name and address for the record.
Dana Bryant, 855 Route 146, Clifton Park.
All right, just speak into the microphone more clearly.
A little closer? Better?
Yeah. Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you
Yes.
God. All right, so are you the landlord?
No, I'm with Arcadis. We're representing DEC, who's representing the owner of the property.
Okay, so Arcadis is what, a realty?
No, we're the engineer designing the water system.
Okay.
DEC is doing the treatment system
Okay.
for the
So-
PFAS contamination.
I was out there the other night, so there's an existing well. That's basically what you're capping?
No, the well's going to stay where it is. The shed will go on that plot of that little grassy plot behind the well.
Okay. So what's the need for the shed again?
So the treatment system that I'm sure you're probably all aware of for the PFAS contamination in the area
Right.
is just a small treatment system with a UV disinfection, a couple of granular activated carbon tanks. Normally, those go inside in a basement. There's nowhere at this property to install that.
Right.
The only utility room is full of electrical panels, so we don't have the clearance in there. And then behind the property is all utility clearance and emergency exits. So the only place left to put the treatment system is in some sort of a shed or a new building.
All right, you guys talk to the neighbors on either side?
I don't
Okay.
know that we have, but one is,
Well, they would have been notified.
they were notified, yeah.
All right, obviously, they'd be here if there was a concern. I think you're pretty well screened back there. I believe there's a fence on
There's a
both.
fence on the back, and then on
Yeah,
the
there's some screening.
south side is directly, there's a building right up against the property line.
Yeah. So you're pretty much sheltered. What's the nature of the shed? What height, what?
It's going to be like a typical garden shed, 10 by 12, 9 feet tall, 8 or 9 feet tall, either just something prefabbed or, I mean, they're not going to build something, they're really going to buy something from like a Home
They
Depot
did
or
provide
Lowe's.
elevations and.
Yeah, it's 10 by 12.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, any questions from the board? John?
Just a question on the water itself. Are you familiar with the quality lab results, like the parts per trillion for the PFAS in that water, out of that well?
Yes.
What-
For that property, if I recall correctly, it's in the teens for both PFOA and PFOS,
So it's above 10?
above the MCL.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I have no further questions, John.
Rose?
How did this come up? I'm a little confused because usually a municipal system tests and finds this out. What made them test, or how did this all come about?
So this whole area is currently being tested as part of a program from the Department of Health. So the Department of Health is working with DEC to sample all the private wells, as well as, in this case, they're actually a public water system. This property has enough businesses that they're a public water system.
Right.
But they were part of this whole sampling program, and as DOH samples these wells and finds sites that need treatment, those get passed along and recommended for treatment to DEC. DEC reaches out to them and says, would you like treatment for this? If they say yes, then DEC comes into their house, they put in the treatment system. So really, the same process worked for 565 Route 6. They had, PFAS above the MCL. They asked if they wanted the treatment system. They said yes. At that point, for public water systems, because they required Department of Health approval, then DEC hands that to Arcadis to design that and submit it to the health department. So this is one of a number of, I've got about 12 systems right now in Mahopac.
So we may be seeing you a lot more.
Well, no, because most of them are going in basements or
Right.
inside the property.
Oh, okay.
It's just in this case, this property appears to just be divided into businesses, and there's no basement, there's no storage in the back.
Yeah, it's slab on grade.
This is a unique situation, yeah.
Plus, you got a restaurant there, you have Chinese food,
Right.
takeout, and a Polish
There's
deli.
a
I think.
diner, there's a
Diner,
deli.
yeah.
So,
Several.
Yeah, you gotta protect the water for those
But this
sources.
is, yeah, so far, this is the only one where we can't put it inside somewhere.
Yeah, makes sense.
No further questions, thank you.
You guys have any questions?
No, no question.
Any input from the public on this application? I didn't think so. Look for a motion to close the hearing.
Motion to close.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, Julie, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, sir. I believe.
That's it.
Take a break.
We just have to, we have to hold over the other two.
Look for application number 5, Lucio and Cynthia Roca, I'll look for a motion to
Motion to
hold
hold over?
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, for application Kiwi Country Day Camp, they're looking for a holdover as well, so I'll look for a motion.
Motion to hold over.
Second?
Second.
All right, Julie, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And at this point, there's no further input from the public on any application as we adjudicate. Okay, application number 1, Alex and Kimberly Redmond.
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
By Silvio. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Application number 2, Anthony and Dawn Lanza.
Motion to grant.
Silvio, do I have a second?
Aye, second. Jumping the
Phil,
gun.
any discussion? Motion,
All in favor?
all in favor?
Gotta help you here.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, you're
I don't
welcome.
know what I'd do without you.
Phil messed him up.
Number 3,
I apologize. Malajewski.
Malajewski. I like that. Look for a motion.
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
And Julie, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
That's granted. Application number 4, 565 Route 6 Partners LLC. I'll look for
Motion to grant.
Silvio.
Second?
By Rose. All in favor?
Aye.
Granted. And
Minutes.
finally,
Minutes.
minutes from, let me get to that page,
November.
November 17th, 2022. I'll look for a motion.
Motion to accept is written.
And do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion to close the meeting.
Motion for a Merry Christmas.
I
To close
I
the-
totally second that.
Motion for a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
So,
happy
motion-
Hanukkah, happy
Motion to close
Festivus.
the meeting?
Motion to close.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all. Merry
holidays,
Christmas.
everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah,
See
Happy
you in
Kwanzaa.
January.
Festa.
Happy
Happy
Festivus.
holidays.
Good luck to everyone with their sheds.